Hey everyone, welcome to the Mackenzie podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Egyptian mythology, specifically the story of arguably one of the most important gods, Ra.
Okay, so let's start off at the beginning with the very creation of Ra. It's a little bit different from other creations, so make sure to pay attention. Basically, another god called Atum just decided it was time to create life. Atum created an island to support the creation of Ra. It's pretty confusing, but Ra created himself and the island was just a way to help him with it.
It's also interesting to think about what Ra created once he was born. He created some of the first gods, Shu, the god of dryness and air, and Tefnut, the god of humidity. For many years after this, Ra continued creating other gods.
Ra created a ton of gods, but he also created humanity with a single tear from his eye. However, this didn't really end up well. While Ra was working on his other creations, humanity rebelled against him. He decided the only way to solve this was just to exterminate all of humanity, which isn't really the best idea. But he called up his eye anyways this time to kill all the humans.
Yikes. So basically, he turned his tear-giving eye into a lioness. That lioness then killed and ate almost all of humanity. Watching the eye kill all of humanity made Ra feel bad, so he stopped the massacre. By the time he stopped the killing, he decided he didn't want to continue to live with the humans, so he decided to travel to the other world.
So the journey to the other world is actually where Ra created the 12 hours of a day. As he sailed through the sky from the east to the west horizon, he illuminated all of the creations and beings on earth with his rays, causing them to flourish and thrive.
Once he had sailed the sky from the east to the west, he traveled to the underworld. In traveling there, he left the earth in darkness for 12 hours, hence where the 12 hours of night come from. While in the underworld, he illuminated the dead and destroyed his enemies. That's a lot to do in 24 hours.
I agree, but he still wasn't finished. Ra then regenerated himself in a union with the god of resurrection, Osiris. He can take the form of a falcon named Hor-Akti, or Horus of the Horizon, a scarab named Keper, and a sun disk.
Finally, at sunset, he transformed into Atum, who was an old man who had completed his life cycle and was prepared to disappear and regenerate into another brand new day. This is the story of creation of all beings and the hours of the day. And Ra was praised and worshipped for this. For centuries following, Ra was so worshipped that many historians described it as a veiled monotheism, with him as the one god.
Yes, there were many solar temples built to honor Ra that were open to sunlight. By the 5th dynasty, the pharaoh was seen as the son of Ra. To this day, Ra is implemented in many gods that are still worshipped for his heroic journey to give the creations of earth life.